Actress Hayden Panettiere is set to reprise her role in the Scream movie franchise in the upcoming 6th installment, set for 2023. However, she's making headlines for opening up about some personal struggles that almost cost her her career. But we do know that the star has done quite well for herself, and she's raised a daughter for a handful of years in a stunning Nashville home. Also, Michael and I dropped our very own house tour of our new home we moved into earlier this year, so go ahead and subscribe to our personal channel if you want to see where we're living and more of what we're actually up to. Oh, and once you watch, let me know what you think of our home. In these videos, we don't reveal any addresses, and even though I've done a house tour of my own place, please do not show up at any private residences because it's not safe for anyone. 2 years before the Marvel Cinematic Universe would take over, there was a hit show that got people addicted to superheroes on TV in the first place. That show was called Heroes, and it starred Hayden Panettiere as cheerleader Claire Bennett. But after this show wrapped, Hayden went on to star in another massively popular series titled Nashville. Hayden was born in Palisades, New York, to former soap opera actress Leslie Vogel and her fire captain of a husband, Alan Lee Panettiere. They raised their young daughter and her brother Jansen in a charming 4-bedroom house they owned for the majority of her childhood, a home that only a couple of years ago they'd put on the market once more. As you might be able to tell, it was a pretty idyllic looking place to grow up, which is probably why at the height of her popularity, Hayden began looking for her own little slice of heaven to start a family alongside boxer Vladimir Klitschko. She eventually found an eclectic home filled with odd design choices and a very intense security system in Nashville, Tennessee. Unfortunately, the best laid plans don't always come together, and Hayden's dream of having a family of her own would come with its own struggles. Hey guys, it's Kara the Vampire Slayer back with another exclusive house tour here on Famous Entertainment. Today we're looking at the homes of Hayden Panettiere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit me up on Instagram to chat. And now let's get into this video. Hayden Panettiere began her life in Palisades, New York, where she attended South Orangetown Middle School and starred in various daytime soap operas as only a little kid. She did all of this while growing up in a tastefully decorated property that sits on a tree-lined lot full of lush greenery that was purchased by her parents sometime in 1995. This residence, which isn't far from Angelina Jolie's own childhood home, is surrounded by woods and hiking trails with the Hudson River waterfront just a short 10-minute drive away. As for the house itself, it measures 3,473 square feet and was constructed in a European style with plenty of storybook details like a gabled roof and brick footpath leading right up to the entrance. On the inside, this 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath property offers up an elegant formal dining room that's just to the left of the spacious front hall lobby. Potential buyers would also no doubt be wowed by the airy and breezy feel of the family gathering spaces, like the plus-size living and media rooms, which look to be perfect spots for family get-togethers and movie nights. As for the eating kitchen, it's traditional in its design but offers all the modern necessities and stainless steel appliances you'd expect. Rounding out this first floor is the master suite that boasts picture-perfect views of the exterior garden through some large French doors, and also includes a sunroom just off to the side, which could easily be turned into an office. Then there are the bathrooms, which all come with a fresh and clean design palette throughout. Up on the top floor is where Hayden's former room used to be, and it came complete with a massive playroom, as well as her very own walk-in closet, which I would assume is necessary for a child star. Finally, out back there's a sunny and graveled outdoor seating area alongside a bunch of green grass to run around in. Hayden's parents would continue to live in this home even after she finally made her breakthrough as an adult actress. But eventually these two decided to go their separate ways, which kicked off an 8-year divorce battle that finally culminated on them listing this property for $1.75 million in May 2017. It's unclear if the home ever sold, but considering how nice nice it is and the fairly reasonable price tag, I'd be surprised if it's not under new ownership by now. Thankfully, by the time her parents decided to move off of her former childhood home, Hayden had already laid down roots in a new family abode, even if sadly it wouldn't last. When Hayden first began to star in Nashville in 2012, I doubt she realized how quickly that city would become such an integral part of her life. But only a few months later, she was moving into a new home located in the rather fancy neighborhood here, known as Green Hills. When asked about her decision to live in Nashville opposed to, say, Hollywood, Hayden would tell Southern Living, "The people here are amazing. Living in Nashville gives me a sense of normalcy that I wasn't sure I was ever going to get back in my life. I can certainly understand how living in LA might not exactly feel normal to most people. And while Hayden's Nashville home might clock in at a somewhat modest 4,000 square feet, it more than makes up for with a bunch of unique design choices." Speaking of which, after moving in, Hayden put in a call to her good friend and interior designer Benjamin Vandiver to customize every inch of her new home. And it starts the moment you walk through the doors to discover an entryway with some bold wallpaper that gives the space an elevated pop. Over in the living room, some deep-hued paint creates a very chic backdrop that reflects Hayden's own bubbly personality. And check out that marble fireplace on the far end, which she keeps well stocked with an entire wall of firewood opposite it, tucked behind the couch. Another highlight is the dining room, which was built with an underwater vibe in mind, including a gold design on all four walls alongside a charming light fixture, which has been shaped to resemble a sea urchin that hangs from the ceiling. Not far from there is the kitchen, which between the light fixtures and cool-looking stools feels like the perfect place to cook some truly epic Tennessee-style meals. What's even better is that the open floor plan means going back and forth between the living room and the kitchen while cooking and entertaining is easier than ever. Then there's the upstairs, which holds the bedrooms, all of which have been arranged in a circle around a central lounge space and connect to one another through a series of interior doors. One of the guest rooms here boasts a bunch of bold colors with added layers of texture found on the wall covering, comforter, as well as the rug. And only a few steps from there is Hayden's daughter's room, which has been decorated in a pretty patterns of pink paisley. As for Hayden's master bedroom, it's certainly a showstopper in terms of decor, and the ensuite boasts some sleek-looking tiled floors, not to mention the huge walk-in closet nearby. But the most interesting thing up here is that the door from the living space to the bedroom loop is actually reinforced and super bolted. What's more, it requires a handprint scan to unlock, which means all of Hayden's bedrooms are more or less safe rooms. And that's not the only precaution that she's taken with the place. The home is set up with a sophisticated security system that includes iPad control with multiple cameras inside and out. The entire house even features bulletproof windows. I'm not entirely sure what Hayden was worried about, but when you're a celebrity, you never know. As for Hayden's favorite room, well, it's what she liked to call her jam room, where she could pick up her guitar and simply lose herself in music. Built up above the garage, this space might be the most boldly printed room of all, and considering everything I've just shown you, that's saying something. Finally, there's the exterior of the home that includes amenities like a deck as well as a pool spa combo that I'm gonna guess got put to a lot of use during those hot Nashville summers. Unfortunately, after having her baby girl Kaya in 2014, Hayden's marriage went south. What's more, she began suffering from postpartum depression. At that point, Hayden's self-medicating ways, which were already bad thanks to a childhood spent in the entertainment industry, only got worse. Realizing she needed help, Hayden sent her young daughter Kaya to live with her ex in Eastern Europe, and Hayden has spent the past few years putting her life back together. This all happened in 2018, the same year that Hayden put her Nashville home on the market for $1.65 million. It didn't take long to find a buyer at that price point. After moving out, Hayden headed across the country and settled in Hollywood, Florida, where it's believed that she owns a penthouse apartment, though details on this home are non-existent. Since separating herself from her family, Hayden still keeps in touch with them and recently revealed to People magazine that her relationship with her daughter is much better shape than it used to be. She told them, "She has a beautiful life. I was just with her. She is just an amazing child. She's smart and she's funny, and for whatever reason, she still loves me." Well, here's to hoping once Hayden feels fully in control again and back to herself that she and her little girl will be reunited in a more permanent way, and maybe in a new family home too. But as for now, that's that's going to bring this Hayden Panettiere house tour to a close. Please let me know what you thought of these homes down in the comments. And don't forget to take a moment to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications before you leave. Feel free to follow me on Instagram to chat, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!